So, some of you who've been around here for a while know that I like idle/incremental games. Likewise, those of you who've been around for a while will know that I like cyberpunk games, the cyberpunk genre in general. So, when I found a game that includes those two things, I leapt on it with haste. This is the game. It is Cyberpunk Life, and the idea is that through an incremental process, you are playing through your sort of increase in presence in a cyberpunk world. It is in 0.8 beta, as you can see, so there is still active work being done on it. It's been around for a little while, and I like it a lot, and we will show it. This is kind of the tutorial screen that's up at the moment. It is telling us, well, let's read through it. Welcome to Cyberpunk Life. It is the 23rd century. The world is a brutal place where they strong prey on the weak, and survival is a daily struggle. So pretty much not has changed in the last 100, 200 years, I guess. You have nothing, no one, and nowhere to go. This world doesn't know your name, and it doesn't seem to care if you live or die. Yep, nothing has changed. You've been here before, perhaps in another life, another form, but always reaching, striving for something just out of grasp. This place doesn't remember you, yet you feel the echoes of your past selves pulling you forward, urging you to rise. And that is a significant game mechanism here, and that you are reincarnated. I don't want to spoil anything, but yes, you live through a life, age 20 to 70. You get as much done as you can, and then you pass on. A new you is born, and the skills that you have gained are that basically means that you gain those skills a bit faster, so you can hopefully climb a little bit further through the progression, and then you pass away again, and you come back with even more boosts in your skills, and you can unlock other things to give you more things when you come through again. And that is the progression. So it is, I guess, roguelite, idle, incremental. So, reading on. All activities are organized in tabs. You can change tab by clicking the arrows or the tab names directly. You will access new tabs after unlocking them. So you have a lot of places where you can upgrade things. They're all in tabs, and some are hidden until you unlock certain things. And the most important tab to start off with is the work tab. So let's close this tutorial page. And here are the 4 tabs we have to start off with. You have the work tab. At the moment we are a tramp, in which we are just wandering around in the streets begging for money and making a little bit of money a day, and gaining a bit of XP in being a good tramp. But we can, at level 5, and once we have 50 currencies, we can unlock an app slave. The currencies are interesting because they confuse me a bit, because you have different levels of currency. So we have the A's, which are basically the coppers. Then we have the B's, which are the better coppers. The C's, which are kind of the silvers. The D's, which are the golds. I think there's an E. I don't know. I haven't even made it to a D yet. So yeah, there's a lot of currencies. There's a little question mark help here. Choose a job. It's a multiplier after reincarnation. Okay, so if you get tramp up to say level 10, and before you die, then the next time you start again increasing tramp, but your level will increase a lot faster, by 10% faster, until you hit level 10, and then it'll be just increasing at slightly faster than the previous level, because you've kind of reincarnated, you've carried some knowledge through with you. You kind of want to get your levels up to the point where you're going to try and reach as quickly as possible in the next reincarnation. It's kind of the gameplay mechanic here. Events are just the tracker of what's going on in your life. It just slowly draws out the sort of story plot and shows a loop to show your kind of reboot plot when you reincarnate. Planners are interesting. We'll have a look at that maybe if we make it there. The misc page just carries your stats of the various things you have, a little bit about the game, and some useful hints, tips and hints that you can learn to kind of play the game a little bit quicker. And then there's the shop, which has things that you can purchase as you progress. These largely unlock certain things, certain tabs, certain abilities within the tab, and so on. There are cosmetic items that change the game looks and things like that, but you can hide those so you're not tempted to buy them or accidentally buy them early in the game. You can safely ignore them until you get later on in the game, unless the cosmetics are important to you, and then you probably want to get them fairly quickly, but they're definitely not necessary to progress faster. And then there's our inventory of the things that we have already purchased. But yeah, and there will be other tabs that open up as we play. So the tab we need to focus on at the moment is our work tab, where we are trying to be a tramp. Let's unpause the game and get on with it and play a little bit further through. So we are tramping away. We are begging in the streets, making those A currencies, and we have unlocked App Slave. You get orders from an app, then have to do everything asked. Faster than this if you want to keep a good rating. So I guess it's probably like the DoorDash sort of thing. Everything you do is kind of controlled. You have your first paying job. Alright, so we've progressed our storyline a little bit there. A little sort of notifications pop up. And we want to get to the point where we can unlock a kitchen worker, but we mustn't forget the other tabs. So in the shop tab, we can now purchase gym access, which will cost us 60 credits. You've got to be careful with the costs, because sometimes there's a base cost for things and sometimes there's a per day cost for things. So we're only earning 2A, or just under 3A a day. So let's purchase the gym access. And what we have there are skills that we can learn. Now this is the tab which you're going to look at the most, I think, in this game is boosting the skills. And we can have a look at the various different skills. We have the relaxation skill, which is really more like meditation. You focus your mind, you center your mind, and what that does is it boosts the rate in which you get other skills. So you want to climb this up as early as possible to really boost how quickly you can then climb the other skills up. So you have to balance that versus boosting the other skills that actually do things. Do you want to do this more or less? Grind through these others a little bit more because the return on investment is higher or lower depending on what you do. Yeah, it's a mission. It's a mission. But relaxation is very important. You want to get that. Then there's logic, which means you learn your work events a little bit higher. We have reached level 5 here, so we can let's be a kitchen worker. We'll earn a little bit more money per day. And let's have a look at the shop, because we can now rent a house. So 781 A's. You can see we've now switched to B's. So I think it's like is it 1,000 A's that make a B? Where's the money thing? Yeah, so 1,000 A's make a B, 1,000 B's make a C, 1,000 C's make a D. Okay, so D does seem to be the highest. There isn't an E. Alright, but I still haven't really seen the D here yet. But nevertheless. Alright, so now we can rent. So let's just switch the skills. Let's go move on to the logic. We'll try and get them all up to 10 to start off with. So now we have the home tab where we can rent a place and we can also hire some things. What the house does is it gives us focus, and the focus is just a flat boost to the rate in which we perform in our in our work and our skill learning. So we can pick a home to live in. We're making 7 a day. This will cost us 12 a day, so we can't really afford a home. If we get that, our money total will start going backwards. Oh, actually, we've jumped up to 14 a day because we've leveled up a kitchen worker. So we can now live in a flat with a drug addict, which is not the best life, and you've got to be careful because he'll nickel your things and sell them to buy drugs. But, at least we now have a roof over our head. We're not homeless anymore. And we have gear that we can rent. We can rent an old tablet, which will boost the rate in which we gain skills. That's just pretty important purchase, but as you can see, it costs 8 a day, and we're only making 2.7 a day, so we can't do that yet. And then there's an old laptop, which is boosts our our job XP, so we gain our job levels a little bit quicker. And then we have the virus scripts for when we settle down one of the job pathways. That's very expensive. It's actually very hard to get, so we're not going to get that for a while. but at least we can live with the roof over our head. We're up to level 3. Our logic is doing very well. Let's get frugality. Frugality is nice because it makes everything a little bit cheaper. And the reason it went blue for a moment there is that we were progressing so fast it didn't have time to draw the green progression bar, so it just draws a solid blue bar and our level goes up very quickly. And again, the relaxation is affecting how fast these go up. So yeah. We've got logic to level 10. We need to get relaxation up to 30, and then we will unlock charisma. Just want to get frugality up to 10 because that'll make things a little bit better. And maybe we'll get to a point where we can take a breath and just watch things progress for a moment. Alright, so we've hit level 10 there. Let's go back to relaxation. So we're updating relaxation. Ooh, a new item is available in the shop. Yeah, let's remember to check the shop out every so often. First thing we can do is we can buy a money chart. This is sort of cosmetic, but not really. We can buy it there, and this shows us just where our money is coming in. We want this this pink line to either be flat or going upwards. Going upwards is the biggest preference, of course. If it's going downwards, we have to be careful. Later in the game, when we have a lot of savings, we can in fact do something that will make the line go down relatively slowly, which we'll need to do. But yeah, we won't be doing that just yet. We want it to go up, because if you run out of money, you lose your home and all of the things that you're renting. And that knocks your focus down, and suddenly everything slows down, and you have to carefully climb it all back up again. It's not a disaster, it's not terrible, but it is a pain in the butt. As you can see here, we have a life planner that we can purchase, which is, yeah, you can sort of set choices about, well, there's various planners you can get that can set choices about how it automatically switches between jobs, between skills that you're studying and things like that. And then you also have the pills subscription, which basically means that these pills appear on the screen somewhere, and if you click on it, you get a boost for a short period of time. They're actually really useful. You do want that as soon as you can get it, but as you can see, it's just under 400B, and we have 30B at the moment, so it'll be a while before we get that. But we're still only in our first reincarnation, so yeah. So the MISC tab doesn't have anything too useful in it. Skills tab, yeah, we're climbing a relaxation up. We want to get that to 30 so we can start getting charisma. Charisma gives us more money for our jobs, basically. The higher the charisma is, the more money you make at a root level. And I think we've got kitchen worker up to 5. So we can either be a factory worker. So there are two job paths. There's either the crime path or the security path. And if we get a kitchen worker up to level 10, we can then start down the crime path, which is a scammer. And that now sort of unlocks other things and gives us more money down the crime path. Or if we switch to factory worker and get factory worker up to level 10, we can become a security agent. That sets us down the kind of the security path, the defensive path, which is much the same as the crime path, just different jobs. And so you kind of make a decision, and there are later things that require you to have done both, I think, in one life. So you do want to sort of work on both of them, but let's keep working towards the crime path at the moment, just as the first one that we're going to focus on. So we're going to ignore factory work for this life. Our skills are still going up. We've nearly got you to 30. That's fine. Our home, we can't afford a better home yet. We're still living with the drug addict, but we can afford a tablet, so that'll just boost our skill gains. We can't afford a laptop just yet. Skills going a little bit quicker now. We can't afford anything in the shop, so we're just watching our job climb slowly and our skills climb slowly. Right, so that is the game in a nutshell, and there are a lot of things that we can unlock. There is a clinic that you can unlock. I don't know if it's mentioned in the shop yet. There are like an organization that has its own essentially currency that you can try and boost. I don't know how the organization binds back into the game, the rest of the gameplay, if it affects it at all, or if it's a totally separate tree. It would be an interesting thing to find out later. I haven't found that out yet. Yeah, and that's it. That is the gameplay in a nutshell. It is an incremental game with a lot of incremental options. Yeah, if you like incremental games, I heartily recommend this one. It is a good one, and I enjoyed it a lot. And it's fast enough that I don't get bored with it, but it's slow enough that I feel like I'm playing for a while. I've been playing for a good few hours and really thoroughly enjoying it. So yeah, this is one of the, if you're into adult incremental games, I do recommend this one. This is a good one. Link is in the description. Come and play it. If you're into cyberpunk games, this isn't too cyberpunky, and we'll talk about that in the critique section, which we're rolling up to now. I'm going to stop the gameplay at this point and talk about the critiques. So yeah, there isn't too much of a cyberpunk vibe here, and I think the game needs a bit more of that. But we'll get to that in a moment. So yeah, so this is the gameplay, and if you are departing now because all you came to see was the gameplay, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and or comment and or subscribe, because that helps me out and it helps you out, because it trains the YouTube algorithms for both of us, and I would really appreciate that. But more than that, I would love to hear from you guys. I'd love just to comment in the comments, just to say, hey, you like this, you didn't like that, something is good, something is bad, I don't know, just something from you, so I'm not yelling into the void and having my voice fall upon the absence of anything. It would be cool to hear from you guys. That sounds a little desperate, so I will move on quickly. And yeah, say thank you very much, and good luck, and I hope to see you in the next video. If you're going to stick around for the critiques, well, let's start with, first of all, something I like is that this has a Google ad built in, and I like to see that kind of thing. I didn't even know that would work here in Itch.io. I'm glad it does. Bravo, good job, dev. Let's keep that advertising revenue ticking over if this is working for you. I hope it does. I hope you're actually getting something from this. I don't want a .NET solution for CAD, so I'm not going to click on it, but I like to see ads in these games, because I think it's a good way to fund the game, and they often, the Google ads are good because they're not too intrusive. So yeah, I like it. This is, yeah, ads by Google. So yeah, bravo, good job there. I know it seems a little bit weird to compliment that kind of thing, but this is how you keep this base economy going around games like that. You try to find that fine point where the ads are there, hopefully advertising good products and safe and sane and all of that kind of stuff, products, and not too intrusive, no pop-ups or pop-unders or any of that kind of rubbish. Just, here is a product somewhere on the page, somebody is looking at the page, they're going to see that. It doesn't stop them enjoying the game, but it does give them something to maybe pick up a product that they are interested in picking up, and that's what advertising is supposed to do. That's where it should begin and end. Right, we have the pause button, so we can pause the game, which is quite helpful if you want to walk away, or if you just want to stop and think about it. Can you click on anything else? Oh, you can click on other things, so you can look at stuff while the game is paused. Can you switch the job? Yeah, you can. Okay, so you can actually do things while the game is paused, which is nice. So you can pause and think about it for a moment. There is the options page where you can save the game. I think it auto saves anyway, but you click the save game, you can load the game. I don't know, if I click save game, it doesn't pop up a menu or anything. So yeah, weird. I don't know how often it auto saves the game. Every 5 seconds. All right. Various ticks and things for stuff that you can try and do. You can do only one currency, where it'll make everything just A and multiples of A, so really big currency numbers. I like the different currencies. It took me a while to get used to it. I didn't realize I kept running out of money, and then only saw that the thing I was purchasing was charging me in B's rather than A's. So you have to watch out for it, but it still works. You can export the save, import a save, various other options. It's a pretty good options menu, and the tutorial is not bad. It could be a little more detailed, a little bit more aimed at very inexperienced gaming people. I found it absolutely fine, but then I love games like this, so there's a lot of things here that I'm expecting to see. I think people who've never touched an incremental game might find this a little bit confusing and overwhelming, so maybe the tutorial needs to be a little bit more detailed, a little bit friendlier, or possibly the game start could be even more stripped down than it is. I think it's a very good game start. I think it is a pretty good tutorial for someone at my, I guess, gaming skill level is the term I'm looking for. It sounds a bit pretentious, but nevertheless. But yeah, I find it comfortable, but I think people who have played games a lot less who might be sent this game or stumble upon it will struggle a lot more, and they'll like the game a lot less. So I do recommend a little bit more work being done on the tutorial, and it's kind of the game start. Now, my biggest critique is the game sounds, in which there are none. There are no sounds in the game. There is no music, and I miss these things greatly. This is supposed to be a cyberpunk game, and about the only thing that cyberpunk is a little bit of the descriptions and these images here, which is an image that changes per each tab that you are in. I love these images. They're absolutely stunning, but that is not enough cyberpunk in this game. There needs to be more. Also, what the hell is this picture? I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, we need more cyberpunk sounds. There needs to be bleeps. There needs to be a sort of a rumbling background bass thumping music. Nothing too intrusive. Kind of like cyberpunk lo-fi is really the vibe you want to go for here. Just sort of beating in the background, and then beeps as you click on buttons and things like that. But it does desperately need to be sounds in the game to really make this game attract people, attract attention, make people enjoy it. So that is my strongest recommendation here. Is just find the sounds, get the sounds in. I'm guessing it's an intention. This feels like something that should be in the game that the developer is aware of and will include it. I would say prioritize that, because this game really needs the sounds to pull people into it. And then, of course, don't forget to add quality of life sound controls here, so people can turn the music off if they don't like it, and keep the beeps and bleeps of the buttons or whatever other sounds you decide to include. The art is fantastic. I love these images. It'd be nice if you can click on them and see a bigger version of it. I don't know, not necessary, but it would be cool. What is this image, though? This is very clearly AI. At least that's my opinion here. It looks very AI. But does this change? Does this change as I get more reincarnations? I don't know. It's weird. I don't really like it. But yeah, it's fine. Really, it does work. But it's I don't know. I don't like it. The background's pretty cool as well. There's some very, very cool cyberpunky art in this game. I would like to see more of it, and I would like it to be supported by the sounds. Which brings us to the game feeling part of the critique. I think this game feels fine, feels very interesting. I did see some comments about people not liking this thing or that thing. That is, of course, fair enough. I don't know if you've made changes based on those comments. If I'm playing the changes, I find this pretty comfortable. I think it's a good set of progressions. There are a few things I'd like to know. I would like more representation of how my skills have been changed per reincarnation. So if I have the max level, and this thing's running under the max level, it would be nice to see a little thing maybe at the end saying you are, your skills going up by this plus 10% or something like that. That doesn't seem to be here in the mouse over. I mean, there's very, very good mouse overs with lots of information in there, but I was playing for a while not quite understanding how the reincarnation had boosted my skill growth and things like that. It felt faster, but I didn't know, and it would have been nice if there was information that told me about it. Yeah, I don't know, maybe it's in the question mark here. Okay, so there's the info there, but it would be nice if it was represented there. Obviously not important, not serious, but it would have been nice to kind of, because it triggers that dopamine, like you're doing this a little bit faster, and that to people like me who like incremental games in the way that I do, that's the thrill, that's the enjoyment, that's yes, I'm doing things a bit better, or dopamine flow. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. And then the organizations. I'd like a bit more information about what the hell the orgs are doing and where they're doing and why and what's going on there. Where do we start the orgs? I mean, obviously I haven't unlocked them yet, so I guess the button isn't there or anything like that. But once the orgs do appear, do they affect the rest of the game? Are they actually useful? Are they just entirely a separate tree to give you something else to progress through? I didn't understand that. I didn't get where that was coming from. It would be nice if they boosted the income a bit. Maybe they do. I don't know. I didn't see it. Maybe I missed it. But yeah, and that's it really. The game is comfortable to play. If you like incremental games, it's good. It just needs more cyberpunky flavor. And then the immersion elements, I suppose, which is part of that critique. I don't feel like I am the person here. It didn't pull me into it as much. I feel like I'm chasing the numbers rather than chasing the experience of this character dying and reincarnating and living in the life. It might be nice if there were little sort of random events that pop up, that maybe give you a bit of boost of money or make you lose a bit of money, or a bit of extra training, things like that. Just a little events thing. You don't have a lot of real estate left here, I suppose, but just something that happens that says to you, yes, I am a person in the cyberpunk world, and things are happening to me, and I am living an actual life in this world, rather than just this progress bar going vert. It's just something to pull you into the game a little bit more. And then general info, maybe out of the MISC tab, about the cyberpunk world. Get your writer on, or get someone else to do some writing, and talk about who are the corporations and who are the crime syndicates and all of the other stuff. It doesn't have to particularly appear in the gameplay mechanics, but it would be nice to go, or you're being contacted by this org. Could be one of the events that happens to you, and if you go look at the info tab, you find out that this is a good org or a bad org or something like that. Just get this version of the cyberpunk world fleshed out a bit. Get some writing in there and get the player pulled into the setting, not just playing the incremental game. That's my recommendations there, for whatever they're worth. And that's it. Link is in the description. Come play this game. Come give the dev some love. Come and enjoy it, because I am enjoying it absolutely massively. And thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video, and goodbye.